Evening all. Another day, another 2-1 win for Norwich City. Back on top of the Championship. Not half bad. A 2-1 win here at Reading. Another hard-fought victory, summed up at the final whistle by Christoph Zimmermann roaring with victory and turning to Grant Hanley and giving him a big chest bump, a real big source of satisfaction. Michael McGovern was needed in injury time. Made a really good save to tip over a Michael Elise free kick in injury time. But I think overall Norwich deserved the win here. Reading were certainly frustrated. Norwich had quite a few big chances and probably should have made it more comfortable. Once again, Daniel Farke's had an impact with his substitutions. Half time brought on Todd Cantwell and Kieran Dowell, and that certainly helped bring a bit more control in the second half. It didn't quite work for Josh Martin in the first half tonight, so a bit of praise for Daniel there as well. It's coming down quite heavily. Let me just give you a quick spin around at the Medeski. I don't know if you can see the David Brent banner over there. Guilty, I support Reading, as it says. There we go. As we're slightly differently, a bit like Huddersfield on the opening day of the season, because their press box is quite tight. Me and Paddy were sat in what I think probably the director's box usually. So we've got some nice padded seats, but no power adapters. So thankfully the batteries have held up quite well on the laptops. But a really good performance for Norwich, and the points, it's big tonight because beating Reading, of course, they're one of the teams who are hoping to be in the promotion mix, have made a really decent start, and they were a good team tonight. I was pretty impressed. I'm impressed with the way they played. Pretty similar styles, but I didn't think they were as good as Norwich, which is what I thought before we got here tonight. So I'm sort of pleased to see that confirmed in some ways, although, you know, we're still not quite at the halfway point of the season yet. So that's not count our chickens before they hatch, but 40 points after 19 games. That has a really nice ring to it, doesn't it, from a Norwich point of view? Back above Bournemouth, who won last night to go ahead at the top of the table on goal difference, but now Norwich reclaim that 3-point gap. And now they're 7 points clear of Swansea and Reading, who are 4th and 5th. Swansea losing to Derby tonight, which is a bit of a shock result, and 10 points clear of Middlesbrough in 7th. So, I mean, what Norwich fan would not have absolutely snapped the hand off that offered that before the start of the season? Of course, every single one of us would have. Daniel Farke, Stuart Webber, every one of those players would have been absolutely dead chuffed to have been offered that at this stage. Loads of hard work to do, and they probably, well, they don't need to, but it would be nice, certainly, and would build confidence even more if they can start winning some games more comprehensively, because I think I'm right in saying now that's 11 of the 12 wins. Yeah, they won 12, and 11 of them have been by the 1-goal margin. The only one that was more was the 3-1 win at Bristol City. So they keep grinding them out. And this is against, you know, proper Championship clubs: Sheffield Wednesday, Nottingham Forest, Blackburn, Reading. They're really doing the business at the moment, aren't they? And it's as much as it's building that confidence within the squad. They know they can grind things out. They already know they're good. Everybody in the division knows they're good. Everyone in the Premier League knows that Norwich have got decent ability and talent in their squad. But they are now proving that they've got that backbone, haven't they? Despite the injury crisis, they can believe in themselves defensively. They've shown their mettle, and hopefully this is going to allow them to continue to flourish and to show their true ability. Because look at the players they're bringing on at half-time today. Todd Cantwell and Kieran Dowell. How many clubs in the Championship in the summer would have loved to have had them in their squad? I thought Todd was really good when he came on second half as well. I'd be surprised if he's not back in the start, as long as his fitness is okay for it. If he's not in the starting lineup against Cardiff on Saturday, he's eased back into it. He looked really hungry, did really well in the build-up to what proved to be the winner. I haven't seen a replay back of it yet. I'm told that there wasn't that much contact on Max Aarons from the Liam Moore tackle. From our angle, it looked like he'd been taken out just as he was about to pull the trigger. So I'm afraid I haven't seen a proper replay of that one yet. We'll find that as soon as we can after the game once it's available. But just to skip through the main events, the opening goal came in just the 11th minute. Emi Buendia already got 5 for the season. As I mentioned, I think on Saturday's video verdict. No, it wasn't Saturday's video verdict because I didn't do it. Connor did. One of the recent video verdicts. He scored 8 goals in the title-winning season. So he's already on 5. I think that's 4 assists as well. Hang on a minute. I've got that in front of me as well. Yeah, 5 goals, 4 assists. And he missed a bit of the season through suspension and injury as well, hasn't he? So, but it was quite satisfying, that goal, actually. 11th minute. Andy Rinomhota, maybe a name that you remember from that 2-2 draw of Reading towards the end of the title-winning season, so April 2019. Remember when Godfrey and Zimmerman both scored those late goals and Carrow Road was literally going insane because that felt like promotion. And then Mr. Rinomhota pops up with a brilliant long-range strike to ruin the party on that night. So a little bit of sort of Norwich City karma almost, as he just gives the ball away unnecessarily to Buendia, and he can slot bottom left corner past the exposed Raphael. Then Reading get a bit of luck, really. Norwich's left was definitely looking circumspect in that first half with Martin in front of Sorensen. And I think this was just one game too far for Josh Martin. You know, this has been a great opportunity in the development of his career to get sort of chucked in at the deep end, see how he does, learn some lessons, because we can all see the talent that is there. But I felt like sort of mentally he was a little bit inhibited tonight, maybe just tired, and it didn't quite work for him. So maybe he needs to get back on the bench and just keep building up ahead of steam gradually. You know, with Cantwell and Dow both fit again, and Poheta, you know, should be fit again by Boxing Day. But, you know, this has been a good experience for him, but it didn't really work. And again, Sorensen, as usual, just moments when he doesn't quite look comfortable at left back positionally. We know he's decent on the ball, but Sonny Aluko cuts in from that side. His shot deflects off Martin kindly into the path of Ovie Ejaria, and his shot then deflects in off his teammate, a bit like the Buendia Pukki goal at Blackburn. Wrong foot to Michael McGovern, loops into the empty net, and that they reclaim, or they're back on level terms very quickly. Before half time, though, 2 very good saves from Raphael at the other end, almost identical chances. The first one came from a Max Aarons cross, and Pukki at the near post flicked on. Raphael managed to get it over the bar. And then the second time around, it was a Stiepermann cross. Again, Aarons and Buendia are involved in that. So although the left side wasn't great tonight, the right side was certainly very good. And Stiepermann puts the cross in. Pukki's there again at the near post, flicks it goalwards, and Raphael manages to turn it over his bar. Grant Hanley wins the header from the corner as well, and the keeper saves it on his line. So he kept them in it at that point. The second half wasn't a classic. You might be able to hear the rain falling here. I think both teams ran out of steam, really, after the penalty incident. So, as I say, Cantwell and Dow come on at half-time. They replace Stiepermann and Martin. Of course, that's the first we've seen of Dow for quite a while, since September, since the first home game against Preston when he injured his ankle in that first half and he had to have surgery, didn't he? So great to see him back. A few nice touches. Certainly looked hungry for it, looked sharp. Nothing hugely worked out for him tonight, but he quite quickly looked on the same wavelength as his teammate. So they're going to have to be a bit careful with him. There were a couple of moments as well where his ankle probably came in for a little bit of contact. So he may well be happy to have survived that, hopefully. Daniel Farke did replace him in injury time with Alex Tettey, but I think that was just, he was the most sensible option. They were just working down the clock. They were going to bring on Andrew Onmobama Daly as well, but he ended up not actually getting onto the pitch because there just wasn't the opportunity. The penalty incident, Cantwell had been pivotal in the build-up, spraying it about, really looking good on the ball, spread it to Max Aarons on the right, lovely touch, burst into the box, and then cut inside a man, was about to pull the trigger and probably would have scored, but it looked, as I said earlier, it looked from here that Liam Moore had stopped him from doing that and clipped in, and that it was a penalty. Seen a few tweets suggesting that it was a bit soft, but until I've seen a replay, I can't really make up my mind on that one, or a proper replay. As I say, in these seats, we no television screens for us to see during the game, unfortunately. So we're kind of relying on Twitter and you guys to keep us up to date in terms of replays. But Teemu Pukki, nice and easy, slots it. The keeper goes the wrong way. 10th goal of the season. He's happy man at the moment, isn't he? Confidence flowing for him, although he probably is frustrated not to have had at least another one tonight. So after that, Dow did hit the post as well. That was from Pukki being involved. Dow and Cantwell both involved as well. Pookie crossed into the box and Dow prods it goalwards. Looks like it's going in, but just deflects against the post, and that's a shame because that would have been a really nice story. When Buendia also had a similar shot go just wide, and then as I mentioned at the top of the video, Michael McGovern with that really good save from what looked a very good free kick from Michael Elise in the 3rd minute of injury time. So absolutely crucial that he got that one over his bar. And as I've listed things there, Norwich have had the big chances of the game, really. They have dominated. Reading were no pushover by any stretch of the imagination. I thought they were pretty good, really. And after seeing them tonight, I'm a bit more convinced that they are going to be in the top 6 mix. They are missing their sort of key attackers at the moment, which is Lucas João, Yako Mate, and the other lad is George Puskas, isn't it? So 3 big attacking players for them out at the moment. Norwich had 54% of possession, 11 shots to Reading's 6, and 6 on target to Reading's 1. So I think that probably backs up what I just said as well, doesn't it? So there we go. It just keeps on motoring, doesn't it? And a home game against Cardiff on Saturday where we could see Tim Krul and Lucas Rook back in the mix. Cardiff is going to be a real challenge because they average very high in terms of aerial duels won. I can pull it up just in front of me here. They topped the division 59% for aerial duels won. And I think I can give you the number in terms of average because it reflects very differently to Norwich. So they averaged clear most in the division, 34.5 aerial duels won. Norwich bottom of that table, 15.9 aerial duels won on average per game. So we're going to see a frustrating game potentially at Carrow Road on Saturday, or it's just the sort of game if Norwich can get in front and get up ahead of steam, back in front of 2,000 fans at Carrow Road, of course, where they could finally maybe win another game by more than 1 goal. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get picky. Let's just look. I think everyone will just be looking forward to another game at the moment, won't they? Because that belief that Norwich are going to find a way to win is building as every game goes. Right. Thank you very much for watching. Pinkham.com, of course, is the place to go for the report, Paddy's pointers, and we'll have all the reaction up there for you as soon as we can. Pad should be talking to Daniel Farker just about now, and we'll get some player reaction up for you in the morning. But for now, thanks very much for watching. Let us know what you thought of it in the comments below, and we'll